So the other day I was scrolling through eBay listings and happened across this one, which was a model train lot that claimed to have over 75 pieces. However, there was only one photo included in the eBay listing, which showed less than 10 of those supposed 75 pieces in this collection. Upon reading the description, I wasn't finding any more clarification about what was actually in this lot, but I was feeling dangerous, so I threw a bid for $100 and ended up winning the auction. So today, let's see if my $100 model train gamble paid off or if I just lost money. All right, and here is our box. It arrived in the mail today, and I will say this, it is definitely heavier and a lot bigger than it would be if it was just those few items that we saw in the photo. So I do have hopes that there are actually going to be more items in here, but now it's just a matter of what those items actually are, because I definitely would not have paid what I did for just the items that we saw in that photo. Speaking of, it looks like, okay, so it looks like we have definitely the items on top here that were in that photo. I think she just literally took a photo of the top of the box and called it a day, which, hey, it's all right. You know, we love a little surprise here and there. So here's a blue box Santa Fe Streamliner. Here's a Tyco Burlington Northern boxcar. I see a lot of really awesome customs getting made with those, which is great. Another boxcar here, nice Bachmann SP and a tanker. And a cattle car. So I think these were mostly just the things that we saw on top of the box in the photos. And here's actually, this was really the first thing that caught my eye of the few things we saw. This is a blue box Norfolk Southern. I believe it's a GP50. And the cool thing about it is it's got the Southern reporting marks under the cab, which I think is really cool. Of course, we're going to test this after we unbox everything and if there's any more engines in here. But right now I see a lot of individually wrapped what look like HO cars. So this might actually work out very, very well. It's just a matter of what's actually in them. Here's another, common one, but nothing wrong with that. I do love Tyco stuff. I think that they're definitely my favorite, quote-unquote toy grade manufacturer. Here is another cool thing, Santa Fe trailer. I really like the chrome look on that. If this whole box is, it actually feels like an engine here too. If this whole box is just individually wrapped HO pieces, I'll be very, very happy. Check this out, guys. This is a Mantua Amtrak F7 in that awesome Chevron Phase 1 scheme. Which, again, that was not in the photos at all. So, a total surprise. Here's another more unique car, a lifelike reefer. Guys, I'm very happy with this so far. I was totally concerned that I had just bought, 6 cars for the price I paid for this lot, but so far so good. Really cool Santa Fe covered hopper there. I think that's a roundhouse kit. And another really cool covered hopper, another Santa Fe covered hopper. Looks like probably another, roundhouse or Athearn product there. I'm so far incredibly happy with this. There's another common piece right there, Bachmann UP hopper. That's cool, Chicago Northwestern boxcar, definitely a blue box kit right there. Another common one, the Bachmann Santa Fe offset cupola caboose right there. Ooh, this is a Norfolk and Western flatbed. Looks like it had a trailer with it at some point. Not sure if that Santa Fe trailer from earlier would have actually gone with that or if that's for something else. Another very common one, the Tyco UP gondola. I mean, looks like there could be a ton of cars in here, guys. Just based off of kind of what we can see from here, it looks like these are all just individually wrapped cars, which is awesome. Another one of the UP hoppers there by Bachmann. Nice Conrail boxcar there. I haven't seen that one before. Sorry, I was running out of room. I had to clean up a little bit, get some more room for all this stuff. I did not think there was going to be this much in here, which is definitely a good thing. And it's always a good thing to get Norfolk and Western rolling stock here because they are my favorite railroad. I'm really digging what's going on here so far. I thought for sure that I had just bought, 75 pieces of Snaptrack or something. Because when a lot like this says 75 pieces, and you kind of don't really know what's in it, it's so easy for people to count, individual track. Nice little Santa Fe hopper there. Individual track or like just kind of like wiring accessories and stuff. People sometimes will count that as items, which in reality isn't really the case. Yeah, but so far I'm just completely thrilled, and if they keep handing this Norfolk and Western stuff, I'll be very happy about that too. I'm curious though, because it did say that there was like some O-scale stuff in here, and I don't know. It's interesting, an intermodal container. I wonder if we're going to get some well cars in here or something. That would be unbelievable. I'm very curious if there actually is that in here, or if the seller just kind of didn't really know about different scales and stuff. Cool Santa Fe boxcar there too, which is very possible. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, and honestly, that's totally okay. I'm already completely happy with this haul. Rio Grande covered hopper there. Yeah, if it is all individually wrapped HO stuff like this, I have no problem with that either. Norfolk and Western hopper there. I believe that's a match for that one we just got a minute ago. Lifelike Chicago Northwestern cattle car. Another N&W hopper. Yeah, it looks like, from what I can see here, all HO stuff as we continue getting down, but totally okay with me. And what's in here, it looks like it might be awesome. And it definitely is. Look at this thing. This is an absolute unit of a boxcar there. Huge auto parts boxcar, and of course, the fact that it's N&W, fine by me. The only issue is that now means I might want to keep that, but we'll see what ends up happening. Here we have yet another N&W hopper. Chicago Northwestern bay window caboose. Another intermodal container. I love that she individually wrapped everything. It makes it more fun for the unboxing. That's a cool one. Ather and Sioux Line boxcar. I think we've gotten a couple of those before. Definitely a common one there. The Tyco Great Northern flatbed. Another one of those big Santa Fe covered hoppers. Those are really cool though. I'm happy that there's been quite a few of those. It's kind of a weird shape. Oh, it's more containers. So I'm definitely hoping that we're going to get some well cars down in here, because that is awesome. See those. And another one of those SP all-door box cars, but that one's in much better condition than the one that we got a minute ago. Awesome N&W box car there, again, blue box. Here's a cool one. I think this is lifelike, or maybe it's model power. I wish it wasn't shipped like that, but it's the Amtrak Maintenance of Way orange gondola. That's super cool. I see another engine down here, and we'll get to that in a second, but I want to get a few more of these items that are on top of it first. Another Santa Fe boxcar. I'm noticing the trending railroads in this collection. A lot of N&W, a lot of Santa Fe. Santa Fe is pretty typical. If we're going to look at a HO collection, more often than not, there definitely will be some Santa Fe stuff, just because they are, in my opinion, probably the most produced railroad. Speaking of Santa Fe, they're probably the most produced railroad in model trains, like across the board. But I like seeing some N&W. That's a little bit less common of one for people to like have a bunch of Sioux Line. Again, lots of Sioux Line in this collection too, which is, again, that's not typical, but I'm totally happy with that, because I don't want to just have all the same railroad in my stores, Another container. I'm waiting for the well cars though, guys. I know there's got to be some in here, right? If there's this many containers. Another MKT cattle car there by Lifelike. And I think we're going to have yet another container in there. So, I mean, I'm sure there has got to be some intermodal cars in here somewhere. Another one. Yeah, well, I'm telling you guys, where are the well cars? I mean, how are there this many containers but no well cars? Oh, here we go. Speaking of, and they're not well cars necessarily, but they definitely will hold those containers. Here is a awesome spine car set. So now we're starting to see where some of those containers are going to end up. Speaking of which, I think we have another one in here. Awesome. I'm still thinking there's got to be more in here, though, because there's been a lot of containers, and so far only 3 spine cars. I love this N&W stuff, though. I'm more than happy if the rest of the collection is just Norfolk and Western. Fine by me, 100%. I think we're going to have yet another container in here, and we do. I don't get enough intermodal stuff in the store, though, guys, so I'm very, very happy with getting lots of those. And again, more of that N&W stuff. I'd love an N&W engine, though, personally. That would be a really nice surprise here if we got a Norfolk and Western engine. But I'm just, this has totally blown away my expectations. This is a little Ajax hopper. It's been weathered. That's a Tyco one, I believe. This is completely blown away my expectations of what was going to be in this box. Because like I said earlier, I mean, we knew nothing about this collection other than that there were 4 or 5 pieces of rolling stock in that photo. And that was literally it. So I'm really happy that it's panned out for us here. Another one of these Santa Fe boxcars. I believe that's the second or third of those we've gotten in this collection. I see a couple more engines down here, actually. I'll grab this one just because it's already unwrapped. But this looks like a blue box SDP40, I think is what these are called. It's like the SD45 car body, but with the square nose on the end. I'm not entirely sure what the history on those are. I think they're pretty obscure engines, though, as far as I'm aware. I can see another engine down here in a second. I don't think that this is going to be one, but this is actually... Ooh, check it out. Amtrak baggage car, Athearn Blue Box. Classic passenger car tooling there. Really cannot go wrong. They are very nice to customize, too. Another one of those UP gondolas. Another one of these Santa Fe boxcars. I think that is definitely at least the 4th one of those. I'm really looking forward to hopefully finding an N&W engine. That would really wrap up the collection nicely for me, though. And this is an engine, but it's not what I was hoping for. One of the ever popular, ever common Bachmann Santa Fe F7s. Probably the most produced HO scale engine ever, if you ask me. I do see another engine here. We'll go ahead and grab this too. It's another pretty common one, but it's still cool to have. The Tyco Rock Island shark nose there. Here we go, guys. Check this out. And this is clearly part of a set, so I think we're going to have more of it, but this is that TTX well car that I was hoping for. I was really hoping we were going to get more of that stuff. And here is another N&W hopper. Once again, totally fine. If we keep getting N&W stuff, I'm more than happy with that. Another Santa Fe boxcar. It's pretty interesting. Whoever collected this, definitely Santa Fe and N&W, which is a weird combo, you know, because that's just 2 totally opposite ends of you know, the country in terms of railroading. But hey, you know, the cool thing with trains is it's your layout, so you can do whatever you want with it. Maybe he had some kind of Santa Fe N&W like crossover going on, which would have been very cool. Speaking of Santa Fe, another tanker there. Another one of these N&W hoppers here. I mean, this is like, who could have predicted this? You know, ending it with more N&W and more Santa Fe. It's a cool one. The All-American Traveling Thrill Show. Cannot say that I've seen that boxcar before, but it definitely feels and looks like a Bachmann. So, I'm going to assume that's who made that. Getting down to our last few items here. Here's just like a lifelike boxcar that they've gone and painted over. Maybe that was going to be a future custom or something. Who knows? Another pretty common one. Tyco Shell chrome tanker, but the chrome always looks pretty good on those. I'm looking for like one more surprise for us down here. If we got one more kind of out there item, that would be awesome. We got some more containers. I'm still convinced that there's more containers or more well cars and spine cars in here. I mean, there's got to be. There's no way there'd be that many containers, but no well cars. We've already gotten a few, but like, there's got to be more down here somewhere. It's a bit of a different one. Great Northern, unfortunately, is missing a truck, but I will say this too. Very few parts cars in here. Usually if we're going to get a HO lot with this many items, I would expect a lot more parts cars, but most everything has been... Oh, that truck's busted. Speaking of, we just totally jinxed that. But pretty much everything's been, you know, ready to run for the most part, which is not common for a lot this big of like cars from this era where stuff will just kind of fall off. You know, especially with a lot of these cars being kits too. You know, when a car is a kit build, if it's not put together perfectly, you know, some stuff will just like to kind of fall off. That's another common Tyco piece there. But that's kind of what I'm getting at here is like, usually if we're gonna get a lot of this many, you know, built like roundhouse and blue box kits, it's gonna be... Alright, my camera decided to overheat right before the last couple items, so we'll just run through these really quick. Bachmann UP High Cube, N&W covered hopper, and I think we got one more item in here, and I wonder what it's gonna be. We're gonna end on an L&N hopper. How appropriate, because we are, you know, the Tennessee kind of train store, so that is very appropriate to end on an L&N item. We only had a few engines in this haul, but let's go take those engines to the test track and see if they're going to run. All right, and here's how we did on this $100 eBay model train gamble. I am very, very, very pleased with this collection. The nice thing with getting a collection this big at a price that good is that I can keep the prices on all the stuff super, super cheap in the store. So, you know, we'll pay it forward here. And since I got a good deal, I want you guys to as well. And thankfully, there was not a single piece of track in here. I was fully expecting this to all just be the 4 or 5 train cars and just 100 pieces of track. But thankfully, the 75 pieces were all actually rolling stock or engines. And speaking of engines, we've got just a handful in here that we need to go test and see if they run. So let's bring them over to the test track and take them for a spin. We're going to start out with this Mantua Amtrak here. Let's take it over. Well, as I was putting this on the track, something didn't feel right. And I think it's because one of our trucks here is missing 2 of the wheels. So I do not think we are going to get any life out of this, unfortunately. But you know what? Let's just throw it on the track, give it power, see what happens. I don't think we're going to see anything happen. Well, take that back. The front trucks, you know, it wants to run. It's there. It just needs someone to give it some TLC and put some trucks on the back that actually work. Let's try this Bachmann Santa Fe F7 here. This one, you know, it's one of those things with Bachmann. It could run, but it might have those dreaded cracked gears. And unfortunately, something is... Oh! I take it back. I thought that was going to be a no-go, but not too bad. Doesn't sound great, but we'll definitely take that. Up next, we'll try the Rock Island here by Tyco. Nice little shark nose. Wish it had those back truck covers, though. It's always unfortunate with these Tyco diesels. Once those go missing, they lose a lot of that realism, if you ask me. I see some lights going on in there, but I do not think it's going to run for us. It wants to. Yeah, once again, I've got a lot of awesome customers that are really great at repairing stuff, and actually they like to buy stuff in kind of a part state. So unfortunately, that's not a runner for us now, but I'm sure someone will make it one in the future. Okay, guys, we are down to our final 2, and I've got high hopes for both of these. They are both Blue Box, and we know that Blue Box is super reliable. Anything Athearn is going to be super reliable. And that is definitely no exception right there. This is easily my favorite engine in this whole collection. I'm really glad that it runs. And last but certainly not least, let's take this Santa Fe for a spin here. There you have it. That's probably the best runner in here, easily. Awesome. Well, I'm very pleased with this collection, guys. If you saw something you like, they'll all be on my shelves in my model train stores very, very soon. Link to those are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.